Hey everyone, it's me Donna. Okay, I'm making this video to show you guys a quick way to make turns with a bone dial without having to go through a complicated process of messing around with layers while you're creating the whole bone dial turn and all that. I've seen different videos through the years about how to do this, and some of this stuff gets so complicated, and I'm a simple type of person and I don't like complicated stuff, so I just want to do the simplest way that I can. Okay, so what I've come up with is and what I have seen before from a few other people, but I can't remember which videos or whatever, but anyway, but this is to help my memory so that I don't have to keep looking this stuff up from other people. That way I've got it in my own thing. Okay. Well, anyway, what I've done is I have taken some vector layers and created this sample body with legs. Okay. All right. And please forgive my drawings. It's not the best in the world, but I mean, this is just for sample purposes. Okay. Alright, so what I did was I created my different layers for the legs and the body, and then I put them into a bone layer, okay? And then what I did was I duplicated it, and then I switched around the poses, and I went ahead and put either a layer in front or a layer behind, depending on the turn of the body, whether you want one leg to show on this side or another leg to show on the other side or whatever. I already took care of all that with the different turns and everything, so I already got that done, and I put it in this switch layer. Okay, then what I do is I take this switch layer and I'm going to put it in a new bone layer. Okay, so let me create the bone layer. Alright, and then I just put this up inside of it. Okay, and I haven't bothered to name anything because this is just a sample. Okay, alright, so then in the bone layer what I do is I go and I create a bone. Okay, so this is what my bone, I'm going to have it looking this way. Okay, alright, then what I do is I'm going to take the strength off the bone, and then I'm going to go and make sure that the bone is selected. Okay, then go up here to the bone menu and pick out Smart Bone Dial. Okay, and I haven't bothered to name anything, but you can if you want to. Alright, and it's a negative 90-degree angle to a 90-degree angle, and sometimes this box is checked, but I'm going to uncheck it because I'm not going to deal with the whole positive negative thing. Okay, so I click OK. Alright, so then what I do is I decide what I want, what pose do I want to start off with. Okay, and when I go to frame 1, I see that the bone is laying completely over. So since I'm going basically left to right, I'm going to go ahead and pick out the last pose that I want this body to have when the bone is laying all the way over on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the switch layer. Okay, and just for good measure I'm going to click on this the drawing area right here to hopefully make sure that the keyframe and all that stuff is taken care of. So what I do is I right click the switch layer. Alright, and I am going to make it end with the right turn. Okay, that's how I want it to end. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is go down the timeline and go to frame 24. Okay, and as you can see, the bone has moved up a little bit. Okay, so now I want it to have to be with its back facing me. Okay, so now I'm going to click on this again, and I'm just to make sure, I'm going to go to my switch layer, and then I'm going to click back. Okay, so I want it to show that pose, and I can go back and test it. As you can see on frame 1, okay, regardless of what it shows on frame 0, When it hits frame 1, you can see it's doing that pose, and then on frame 24, it's showing that pose, okay? So now I'm going to go up to frame 48, all right? And on frame 48, let me go ahead and just click this, all right? And I'm just doing this just to make sure, because sometimes things kind of get a little wicky-wacky with some timelines and stuff, and sometimes it's just because you didn't create a keyframe, or you didn't, you know what I mean, stuff like that, even though it doesn't look like it's creating a keyframe, but you never know, okay? So I guess it'll automatically do it when I go here to make it turn, to do its left turn, because that's what I want it to look like at this point. So I'm going to click left, and it did make a keyframe right there on that. Okay, so that's good. All right. All right, so now I'm going to go up to frame 72. Okay, and then I'm going to I'm going to right click the switch layer, and I am going to click the front. Okay, and that will give that. Okay, as you can see, it looks like everything took. Okay, now I guess if I wanted to, I could go to frame 96 and well, let me see here. I may go ahead and just delete this. Let me see if I can delete that out. Let me clear it. Edit. Clear. Well, uh-oh. I cleared the wrong one, I think. Let me do this. Okay, let me clear that one out. Sorry, guys. Clear that out. Okay, let me go back. Okay, I have to redo it again. Okay, back, and then that way, and then I'll go to the front. I'll just go to 96, and then I'll fix this here in just a second. But I'll go to 96, and I'll go ahead and make it turn to the front. Okay. And I do apologize, guys, about this. Okay, so now what I can do is just go down the timeline and kind of do like that a little bit. And let's see if I can kind of, there we go, go back to 96. And then go kind of stretch this up. I mean, I'm going to have to probably play with it just a second here. Okay. All right, so now I can go back and see how all of it looks. Okay. That, and that. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so since I've done that, and to me, everything looks good. So then what I do is I can go back up here to the bone layer, and then I'm going to double click the main line, okay, and like that. And then I can go up here to the window and get rid of the actions menu if I want to. Okay, so then what I can do is I can go to manipulate bones, and I can move the bone, and as you can see, it starts off with the front, then to the side, okay, where he has made a right turn, and then you can see his back, and then the last turn. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it looks like everything looks good. So I'm pretty happy with it. So anyway, that's how you do it. And this is my way of explaining it. So I hope this does help folks out there. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.